Good morning, ladies. Today, I am discussing the style, not size, myth, lie, and delusion. There are two popular influencers who started this series on social media, and let me say, it's a great series. I love to see their pictures. I'm not interested in all the fashion choices, but I do think it's an interesting platform. And they've been receiving a lot of praise for supposedly showing women that it's style and not body shape or weight that makes a woman look great. However, it doesn't reveal the full picture. Many years ago, I was a plus-size fashion influencer, and I saw firsthand and very clearly that there is a hierarchy among plus-size women. There are many slim women in this world that think that they automatically look good because they are thin. But this is hilarious because many of these women have to work real hard for the natural, God-given shapes that a lot of us already have. And we have better lives and results, like I discussed in the Fit, Feminine, and Friendly with No Provider video. The hierarchy among plus-size women is your shape and how big you actually are. Just like all beautiful thin women are not viewed in the same light, all bigger women are also not either. This is why some plus-size models and influencers will always be more popular than others. And it's also why some have lost weight, which is good. Or they have used extreme measures such as weight loss surgery, which is their business. However, the only problem with that is continuing to promote being fat as if it's some kind of award. In this industry, you have to appeal to the eye. That is why in certain communities and cultures, plus-size women have no issue getting attention, whether it's good or bad. And the more tight and revealing your clothing is, the more praise you get, no matter how unflattering some of these looks can be. The industry requires a certain look and shape that some would say is more acceptable. A fat positive advocate discussed this in an article that I came across while preparing for this video. The article reads, "The commercialization of body positivity has led many to believe that plus-size women and men are all strongly connected, a united front with a clear vision in mind. However, over the past 2 decades, divides have begun to form within the community, causing many to lose interest in the mission at hand. Internalized fat phobia is so bad that they think it's body positivity," says a plus-size model and fat activist who has experienced this divide firsthand. When entering the industry, West recalls not being considered socially acceptable enough to be a model due to her size, even in the curvy market. "I didn't understand why on the spectrum of fatness, one side was considered better than the other," she says. "I was told by designers that I needed to lose weight, that I needed to become more hourglass. I needed to wear Spanx and needed to smooth out my stomach to make it one cohesive belly." With the declining economy and the realization that most women are a standard size 14, many brands are realizing that they are leaving a lot of money on the table. And they are trying to boost the confidence of plus-size women by incorporating models that have stretch marks and that are curvy. They would not be able to be a standard model, but they are not morbidly obese. This crack in the door leads to a lot of gaslighting for women who do not fit into the curvy yet desirable and acceptable to many box. Because everything is really about body shape and how clothing looks on your body. Only specialty brands and boutiques feature 300-pound plus women. I was a chubby little girl too, and my mother always made sure that I had the best of everything that she could offer me. If I wanted a particular style or if I wanted a particular dress, she always made sure that I looked my best. And even though I knew I was overweight and that I didn't fit in with all of the other girls, I always was able to hold my own in the area of style and beauty. And I didn't understand when I was going through life why I wasn't teased a lot about being overweight. And even when I became an adult and I worked around a lot of children, the children would say similar things to me, like this comment that I received on YouTube. And the comment says, "I wish I was built like you. You may be bigger, but you have no stomach and you have a womanly figure." She may say it doesn't matter about your body shape when it comes to health and being bigger, but it does. Women with apple shapes are more at risk than pear-shaped women because of the fat that sits on their stomach. Now, I'm not going to get into the biology of this comment, but what I am going to say is the she that she is referring to is the trollop that was obsessed with me because she didn't like my content. But I'm still going to say what I want and live my best life. So that is just a way to try to tear down the fact that I'm cute. I know I'm cute. Others know I'm cute. My man knows I'm cute. And that doesn't take away from the fact that, yeah, could I stand to lose a few pounds? Of course, that's always the goal. It's always the goal for myself to be my best. But you will find that people will try to find anything to judge your looks. Are you thin enough? Are you big enough? Are you cute enough? And this is not going to go away. So no matter what trends people put online, it doesn't negate the reality of all our situations. So let's go ahead and get into the comments under this article where this dynamic duo was featured wearing the same outfits to supposedly show that it's style, not size. This first comment says, "Not a fan of any of the outfits and totally confused as to how you can be plus size and still have a flat stomach. What sorcery is this? If I gain weight first, thing that happens is a round stomach." I'm assuming that's what she's saying. "Same. Came here to vent that. Feel doubly body shamed now. First, I'm fattish. Second, my stomach is not flat and I lost my waist some time ago." Now, I think this is very interesting that people believe that women who carry extra weight all have large stomachs. I myself, I have a stomach. It's a little stomach. I can definitely camouflage it if I so choose to do so. I, don't have to work extra hard to cover up my, my little pooch that I have that will fluctuate when I lose or gain weight. But the idea that people think that all bigger women have large stomachs and that we're some grotesque stature that's standing on the side of the road somewhere, is very interesting, and it shows the hatred that people have for women who have nice shapes, even if those women carry a little extra weight. Because here's the thing, there are some thin women that have bigger stomachs than me, okay? And I don't have a big one. So this once again goes to show you that when you are marketing something to women as good, such as body positivity or fat positivity, which is a lie, but still, when you're marketing things to people, people don't talk about how all bodies don't look the same. And because it's kind of a taboo topic, but I talk about taboo topics. The next comment says, "It's a good idea, but the majority of plus-size women like me have fat rolls, and that would make these clothes look very, very different. These models have a smooth profile, so it still isn't very realistic for most plus-size women." And that's true. The average plus-size woman has fat pockets at different places in their body, and some women have more rolls. Other women may not have as many rolls. It really just depends on your shape. So when you're marketing something like this to the mass and you say it's style, not your size, that's a lie, because there are certain things that certain women shouldn't wear because it doesn't look good on them. Now, you could do it anyway, but just be prepared for people to talk about you behind your back and to laugh at you and to think you are a joke. I don't get why people are complaining stuff about plus size women. This is about body types, as in whether you're hourglass, pear, inverted triangle, etc. All of these body types can be both thin and plus size. Facts. That is facts. They are not comparing plus size versus thin. They are comparing body types. Yes, all of the body types that women have come in a plus size version. And the next comment says, it's because people say she is a plus size woman, even though she hasn't got hardly any fat on her. Plus size makes you think fat, which is a problem. Now, there are many people and doctors who I'm sure who would look at her and say, clearly this woman is a fat woman. They would not have a problem calling this woman fat or overweight, just like they do the rest of us that have similar shapes. But here's the thing. She definitely has fat on her body. She just doesn't have it in the most unattractive places where fat can collect on your body, which would be her stomach. Her arms are a little thick, but they're not massive. And, she doesn't seem to have extremely big calves and things of that nature. So, of course, people are going to say, oh, you're curvy, you're not fat. I've heard that too. And it's because of the place that the fat is on her body. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get you to see. The next comment says, I think I speak for all big girls out there when I say that the curvy girl here has good proportions, and while her size is clearly bigger than the other model, she still has the classic hourglass shape that women are assumed to have in order to pull off these designs. Let's see someone outside of that mold try this. That's where we'll see the different, I think she's saying the different responses of if it was a different size of woman. And yes, I agree with this. If this was a woman who was this size, but she did not have an hourglass shape, maybe she's a rectangle or, more of an apple shape, these clothes would not look the same on her, and she would not be receiving the positive comments that she is receiving. Now, of course, there's always really strange people out there that are going to tell you look good when you wear your visible belly out. That does not look good. It has never looked good. It never will look good. No matter how many times you try to tell yourself a visible belly looks good, it's never going to look good by society standards. Now, just because we can accept our bodies and embrace our bodies, it doesn't mean that it actually looks good. It just means that you live with yourself in whatever state that you're in while you're on the journey, because everyone has some type of flaw. It may not be even a physical flaw, but everyone has a physical flaw too, even if you can see it or not. It could be a mental flaw, it could be something personal. Everybody is flawed. So this idea that somehow a big stomach is going to look good is crazy. And when I hear people say it, I know that they are mentally off, and I usually just stay away. All right, let's go to the next comment. I love how the outfits looked on both women. However, I did notice a pattern. One I did not like seeing. The women in the comments were uplifting and saying how beautiful and gorgeous both women are. However, and this is the part I didn't like, the men only commented on the tanner woman for her curves. The two women were showing how differently clothes look on different bodies and was not at all a competition of the two. Yeah, the whole point of this is it's not about it being a competition. It's not a competition. It's just these two women, I think, are doing something good. They're trying to show you hey, here's a thin woman who is not an hourglass. This thin woman is not an hourglass. This woman looks to me like she is a banana or a rectangle, and the other one is clearly a more of an hourglass. And so, of course, men are going to comment on curves. It's statistically proven that men like curves, whether the curves are on a extremely thin woman or the curves are on a larger woman. It's what makes you look like a woman. Curves. Okay. So there are some men that would probably say, nah, she's too big for me. I'm not into her. And there'll be some men who look at the thinner woman and will be like, that's a no for me. I know when I was showing my husband the pictures, he was like, yeah, I'm all for the curvy one. And I was like, I know you are, sir. I know you are. He was like, give me the curvy one all day. So, people are going to have different perceptions, but the truth of the matter is the hourglass has always been the top number one spot for women because it makes you look womanly. All right, so the next comment says, I'm a big girl. I lost a crap ton of weight from my bariatric surgery. I carried a lot of weight in my abdomen. Now all that fat hangs down. All is these outfits. I guess she's trying to say all of these outfits would look terrible on me because I don't have any sort of flat tummy. It makes all the difference in my opinion. Hopefully I will get my tummy tuck one day and I can rock these kind of cute, sexy outfits. So this woman understands her body type and she understands that these outfits would not look good on her because that tummy issue. And a lot of women cannot accept the fact that, people are not going to respond to you the same way they will respond to someone who has different body shapes. And this is why it's important for young women. I tell you, I could have made my life so much easier by focusing on certain aspects of my weight when I was young. And if you're young, you need to hear this because this is going to affect you as you move throughout life. And you can choose the hard road or you could choose the easier road. So the choice is yours, but this is something really to think about as we read these comments and we see how society truly feels about different body shapes and body weights. The next comment says, thank goodness I'm not the only one who was like, what? Wait, her tummy is flat? She doesn't have stretch marks? Her boobs aren't down to her knees? I've had 3 children via C-section, and there is no way I'd look good in any of these outfits. I'll stick to my moo-moos. Thanks. Now, you don't have to wear a moo-moo because your tummy is not flat. There are so many flattering styles for different body types, and it's unfortunate that a woman thinks she has to wear a muumuu to be attractive, but she is making a very good point that a lot of people just don't understand that, yes, big women can have flatter stomachs than thin women because it depends on where the fat distributes on your body. And also, all plus size women do not have massive stretch marks. I had a friend, she didn't have one stretch mark that I could see. Now, maybe there were some in private areas, but her arms were smooth. Her midriff was smooth. She didn't have any visible stretch marks. So this idea that all plus size women have stretch marks, not true. Or that all plus size women have huge stomachs, not true. So I want to go ahead and read some of the commentary from the ladies about why they do what they do, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right, so with this challenge, the duo helps women and girls all over the world receive their daily dose of inspiration and feel more confident about their bodies. Not to mention, they collected a vast amount of new fans simply by proving that no clothes are off limits. Well, that's a lie, because if your body looks like this, society will be more acceptable to you, even if you carry a bit of extra weight. So there we see the lie and the delusion. Once TikTok had become popular, we decided to do a fun video, and that's when it went viral, Denise told Bored Panda in a previous interview. Then they realized they needed to decide on a hashtag and start an actual body positive movement. Their Instagram followers voted between Through Thick and Thin and Style Not Size, and as you already know, the latter won. Denise explained that the key message of their videos is to dress however you please and to love your body. According to her, it's time to stop comparing yourself to others and start building a positive self-image from within. The fact that we can inspire so many women to feel confident and be themselves makes us want to continue this movement. Maria also mentioned that they have been busy working on challenging today's industry standards. We really want the industry to hear and understand that they must be inclusive. Plus size, petite, tall, standard sizes should be available to the public because we all have bodies and they are all equally important and they should be treated as such. Now, I think, this is true. I think that every woman should be able to find her size. Okay. Now, once you get into a certain size range, you're getting into a specialty area. So you can't be mad if they don't have certain sizes. That's just the reality of life. I also think it's important to love your body no matter where you are in life. God gave you a body. You can walk, you can talk, you can breathe. That's important. However, I think when you start saying things like, you can dress however you please. Yeah, you can, but don't think you can control the response. Because that's the problem that a lot of women have. You think you can dress however you want and no one's going to say anything. And it doesn't work like that, okay? So if you choose to dress in a way that is revealing all of your flaws and you allow women with bodies that are not really standard across the board to boost you up and tell you wear whatever you want while they walk around with the stomach that they can camouflage, while they walk around with shapes that people are going to be more receptive to. Okay, if you want to buy into this delusion, go ahead. But I'm just making it very clear that it's misleading information. And what no one is saying in the plus size niche is there is a hierarchy amongst plus size women. And there's also a jealousy of thin women towards women who have great shapes naturally. We don't even have to try hard. If we lost 50 pounds, we wouldn't have to do anything to define our waist because we already have a defined waist. We already have wide behinds. We don't need a BBL, okay? I got a natural BBL, okay? So, a lot of thin women are jealous of curvy women because they have to work for those curves. So there are two sides to this coin. I just want you to take the information, do what you will with it, but just know that when it comes to the idea of style, not size, that's a big lie. It's really about style, size, and most importantly, body shape. Only wear things that look good on your body if you are looking to receive positive comments, if you are looking to navigate in a way where you can be successful, even if you carry a little extra weight. I know we're all kind of on this journey of losing the weight because we're aging. We want to be healthy as we can. We want to live life. We want to be able to shop where we want and do the things we want to do. Life is hard enough. When you carry a little extra weight, it's even harder because people will judge you more harshly. But life is life and you have to do what you have to do. So I hope this information will help those of you who would consider yourself plus size to see how things really are and not the propaganda they try to sell to us. So I will see you in my next video, ladies. Bye-bye.